we're going to go ahead and call the June meeting of the North Highlands Recreation and Park District Board of Directors to order. First item on the agenda is the approval of the May 8th minutes. Were there any changes or corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, can I entertain a motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
I am, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Aye.
4
Okay.
aye. Next item is item 3, chairpersons. I have nothing this month, so we'll go to item 4, comments from board members. Anybody good?
Good.
Okay. Item 5, reports from standing committees. I don't think anybody,
We budget met,
right, but that will
but
be,
we're on the agenda.
you'll be on the agenda. Other than that, I don't think there was anything else. So we'll go ahead and move on to the administrator's report. Larry, is there anything you want to add or highlight in your report?
No, I think it's all there.
Okay. Any questions then for Larry? Okay. Scott, you have anything you want to?
2 items that are not included in my report. One of them should have been, I apologize. Diane asked last month about the planning for the Jubilee, and we have executed a special events permit with the Foothill Highlands Rotary Club as a sponsoring organization that is kind of the administrative force behind the event. They have been meeting at the Visions Task Force meetings, using that opportunity to kind of get the ball rolling. They actually have a planning meeting scheduled for the next week on the 17th over at the Aerospace Museum, so I think that's kind of when the focus will get a little bit more tightened up and start moving forward. So things are in the works, so it's scheduled for October 25th at Freedom Park.
All right, thank you.
I wanted to give you a quick update. I know you're all aware of the memo that Larry sent out dated June 3rd regarding the community pool, specifically the use of the Highlands Dolphin swim team, the depth of the pool, and a decision we had to make to not hold swim meets there due to the depth not being up to code, safety code. We met with representatives from the Dolphins. Travis Bill is our primary contact, even though he's not a board member with them. He still is our main liaison between the booster club and the coaching staff and the staff here at the office. Explained the situation in detail, kicked around ideas, ultimately came up with the decision that we would move the 2 home swim meets for the Dolphins to Highlands High School. As you're aware, Highlands High was the home venue for the team for years and years, up until last year. So we began the permit process with Twin Rivers. They kind of expedited things. We did get approval to use the pool on the 14th and the 21st. Unfortunately, repairs were to go on this week to the filtration system. They were confident that those repairs would be completed by today. Part did not come in on Tuesday when they were supposed to come in. Therefore, the repairs were not going to be complete in time for the filtration system to get the pool back to a safe and sanitary condition. So we had to go to, what would that be, Plan C, I think. And after consulting with Travis, his input and his call was to move the meet to the opponent's home pool. They're to swim against the team from Woodland. It wasn't a perfect fit, but the coaches from both teams have consulted. Travis is talking to his counterpart in Woodland, so our kids will be traveling to Woodland on Saturday as opposed to having a home meet. We are on schedule to hold the second of the 2 meets a week from Saturday on the 21st.
So they only had 2 home meets this year?
Yeah, only 4 meets.
4 meets total.
Oh, 4 meets total.
Yeah, they shortened it down like by 2.
Yeah, I was going to say, it used to be like 6 and then
Yeah.
champs. Okay.
So now they have 4 meets
Well,
and then,
Sunrise moved out, and so did Carmichael. Out of our division, they got too big.
Oh, okay.
so
Right, I know they realign the different divisions every year, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many teams do we have in ours?
4.
I think there's, yeah.
Woodland, Rio,
So there's-
and I can't pronounce the name. It's, starts with T.
That's fine.
Yeah, I can't pronounce that name.
Okay. All right, great. And
So that's just as a, giving you a heads up.
Appreciate that.
That's a brand new pool in Woodland. Been open since,
August,
no, I mean, it just opened this spring.
yeah.
That pool's brand new. Nice.
Any questions for Scott? You guys saved all your questions for Terry, right?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Terry, you have anything?
I have nothing.
Okay. Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to item 7, correspondence. We have one item, and I believe that's going to be taken under new business. Yes. Comments and reports from citizens, organizations. Yeah, okay, we have no one here. Unfinished business, we have none. Now we're moving on to new business, which is the request we had in the correspondence, which is by First Moan Methodist Church for a fundraiser for discussion action to consider approving this request to be held on October 4th. Was someone going to be here?
They were supposed to be here, they've been here, they've done fundraisers here before.
Well, that's what I thought. Okay.
They did the luau and everything.
We'll go ahead and move this out of order, and we'll save this to last, just in case they show up. So we'll go ahead and move on to item B, bid proposals for new auditor for the upcoming year, or discussion action or report by Larry regarding the Budget Finance Audit Committee on getting bid proposals for a new auditor.
Well, we did discuss this at the budget meeting. As you know, was it back in February or March when we approved
Right.
last year's budget? I had some concerns of the quality of the substantive testing of some of our very vulnerable revenue accounts. And, you know, with the transition in leadership, you know, this probably, you know, wasn't on the forefront of priorities for the district, but I didn't know if you wanted to entertain at this point in time looking for a new auditor for this fiscal year's audit, if you think this is, you know, it's going to be enough time. I would think so, because this is generally CPA firms' slower time.
Well,
They would have time to consider a bid versus if we did something in February.
right. I mean, usually about July through December is for everybody's busy time, especially if they're going to do a CAFR to get their certificate and that kind of stuff. So I mean, if we do now, I mean, the deadline is June 30th to have it done. So I mean, we have an entire year to get it done. So.
But I would like to.
Oh, no, when we discussed this, I mentioned the same thing, that I would like to go back out to bid. So I wanted Budget Finance and Audit to, you know, kind of work on that.
I want to see what else there besides staff, so
Well,
I got
I
a
mean,
bias, yes, I would recommend going out.
Well, and, I mean, we had a 2-year contract, that's over, so unless somebody is opposed to that, you're not
I'm
opposed?
not opposed, no.
Okay, so if you could start working back on that, because I'm assuming we still have some of the documentation from the proposal and all that stuff from last time, yeah. So, I mean,
Sounds good.
sooner the better, but,
What we've done in anticipation of this, we've contacted different districts and find out who they're using, so we're putting together a little bit of a list here that we could get out. We probably could turn the information out within a week or two and
Right.
get it out.
I don't know who you're gonna get bids from. I have a few issues with a few of the firms out there. So when it comes to that, I'm maybe kind of opinionated. Oh, no, I'm never.
But in this area, I do value your opinion very much, because you have to accept them down at the county level.
Yeah, right. So, no,
I'm very concerned.
matter of fact, there was
about it.
one that I know there's a couple districts at least, and there was something I heard that there was a discussion between one of the districts and this person, and it's like, you can't do that. I mean, I was just floored, so that's why I was a little concerned. So we can talk about that later.
Yeah, yeah.
Anybody else have any discussion on the auditor issue? Okay, so we'll go ahead and move to item C, renewal of Head Start lease for the use of Streetsec Park Clubhouse. Board action, consider renewal of the lease. So I know we've been chatting about this for a little bit of time now. So who's taking this?
I can jump in there.
Okay.
Real quick, I won't reiterate everything that's in here. The goal was to, both parties was to get the district to no longer provide the maintenance and custodial to the building. That was accomplished. We had a little bit of discussion of what the value of that is, but the more time we spent on it, the more we realized it was costing us a lot more than we thought to provide the maintenance. The secondary goal was to provide, as we've done with several other leases, to separate out the utilities. We can do that partially.
Okay.
And that's because we don't have separate utility connections. We have to share it. So we had to go through and kind of create some formulas that to estimate what those costs are. So in the end, we were able to accomplish the task of meeting both, I think, interest needs, and the agreement is one. Rather than one key point is we eliminated the cost of living increase and went with a flat rate. I think that benefits the district in doing that because it's guaranteed money, as opposed to, again, this year they've notified us that there is no cost of living increase again. So I think this is better off for us. So in the end, I think we've accomplished all the goals we set out to do.
All right. Has their legal folks approved this?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
A motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. So is there any other discussion? I just want to thank everybody that's worked on this because I know these things, even though it looks like, oh, it's 2 pages, no big deal. Yeah, I know how much time it goes into all of this. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed unanimously. Item D, approval in, should it be of the full-time salary? Okay. Approval of the full-time salary schedule for the new fiscal year. Board to consider action of 5% COLA adjustments to the schedule. Who be taking this one?
Larry, you want to take this one?
Sure. Boy, you're talking about working on the Head Start one, how long it took. This was quite a few people.
Oh, no,
It took
yeah,
a lot of time. There's never a good time to look at raises and stuff when you're flush with cash, and we're not flush with cash. But at the same time, we looked at the kind of the long-term history of the district, and it's been quite a long time since salary adjustments have been given, whether they're step increases or COLA increases. And so what we've done, we put together a package here that I still don't think it fully addresses where we need to go, but I think it's a big leap forward of where we've been and where we're at. And so the salary schedule really comes down to 2 things. We made brought everybody up to full-timers, and excluding the administrator because I'm on a contract. But we still included it in the salary schedule in case you ever want to go back to that.
Well, that was going to be my question, why, but yeah.
But just to keep it consistent.
Okay.
We don't have a park superintendent either, but we kept it consistent.
Okay.
But the 2 things, the main criteria were we adjusted the 6 full-time employees, of which there were only 2, to bring them up to the 4th step.
Okay.
So 2 out of the 6. The second was to implement the cost of a 5% COLA across the board to the 6 employees. And additionally, as you probably remember, a couple of years ago or last year, you reduced the part-time, full-time, the 4 full-time part-time people we have down from 38 to 35 hours a week. This recommendation moves that back up to 38 hours a week. And it also allows us to make it's minor, but it's a small 50 cents an hour increase for 3 of the 4 people. That brings them up to where the other person is. So all in all, the total cost to do all these things is approximately $30,000.
Okay. And since, I'm assuming we got it in the budget because that's.
Well, I think this is a positive step in the right direction, is that this year we went, your approved budget, we had a $15,000 contingency with no salary adjustments. With these salary adjustments, we'll have a contingency of approximately $100,000. And it could be a little bit more than that, but it's being conservative. So we think that if